Have you ever noticed how some days dawn with your muscles holding everything together, as if your body had been carrying pebbles on its shoulders since last night? You know that knot in your neck that insists on keeping you company early in the morning, even after a whole night in bed? Imagine, now, discovering a sequence of movements as simple as closing a window before it rains, and feeling that, in a few minutes, you can release part of that weight. In this video, I will guide you step by step through an instant muscle relaxation technique. It's not an empty promise. You will learn how to relieve some of the tension of anxiety in minutes, using just your body, and if you want, an aroma or soft music in the background. Even if you think you've tried everything, I ask that you give me a minute of your attention. After all, anyone over 60 knows certain surprises appear when you least expect them. And sometimes it's an almost forgotten practice that turns a heavy morning into a light afternoon. Why does this topic matter, especially for those who already have gray hair or miss their old vigor? It's simple. The body responds to years of worry, accumulating small tensions in the neck, back, even the wrists. When you least expect it, anxiety becomes not just a hasty thought, but a stiff arm when lifting a cup or a deep sigh when sitting down. It's not just about relaxing, it's about recovering those minutes when the body finally helps the mind to truly rest. Hold on tight to this information. Statistics show that more than 70% of people over the age of 60 experience physical symptoms of anxiety at least once a month. It's not a TV thing, nor an exaggeration from grandchildren. This anxiety presents itself in the body, day after day, like hardened earth waiting for rain. And that's exactly where our secret comes in today. Taking care of this daily anxiety can be as transformative as watching your old garden come to life again. Little by little, each loosened muscle is like a flower sprouting among the stones. And whoever has never played with plowing land in their backyard thought that planting was just brute force. But have you ever realized that patience and routine make everything blossom better? You'll laugh. Releasing anxiety seems difficult, but it doesn't always require major maneuvers. Sometimes you just need a new tip. And now, I'll show you what has changed even for those who swore they couldn't relax even in a rocking chair. Take a deep breath as the conversation now moves into your home and your body. Inside the house, there are already clear signs spread, even if the body tries to disguise it. In the hallway, the old carpet where Sophia used to slide her feet now seems to announce her with clicks, each step marked by the accumulated weight. Sophia, with her fine hair and proud posture, began to notice the difference one day when trying to serve tea. His hands, so agile during Sunday lunches, were tense. The cup threatened to slip. The aroma of Anna's tea, once comforting, brought back good memories, but also an acute discomfort in the chest. The fingers shaking, the back stiff, the feeling that your own body was fighting for space with anxious thoughts. It's not just a passing sensation, nor a lack of will. Anxiety settles into everyday life, affecting even moments that should be simple. That crossing from the living room to the window, done so many times before without thinking, now seems longer. Muscles complain, breathing becomes shorter. It's not difficult to understand why. Constant tension leaves our nervous system, which is nothing more than the body's set of nerves and signals, working tirelessly, like a forgotten light bulb lit in the middle of the night. Over time, this gets tiring. It steals energy and ruins even the best planned routine. For many people, this may seem like an exaggeration, but the numbers are clear. More than half of people in this generation report sleepless nights due to anxiety, and this appears in small gestures. The glass that almost slips out of your hands, the deeper sigh after a simple phone call. Can you believe that something so invisible actually has so much impact? And yet, how often do you hear that after a certain age, there's no point in trying new things? At this time, I invite you to stop for a moment. Look at your hands. Feel the touch in your fingers. When was the last time you felt them loose or tingling? Maybe you remember the days of battery-powered radios and the challenges of adjusting the volume without hissing. All that patience seemed infinite. And now, in the age of cell phones, why does it seem so much more difficult to have a moment of peace? Just ahead, the answer lies not in big promises, but in small discoveries made slowly. The path of this transformation is about to begin. Now, speaking of small discoveries, let's continue debunking certain myths that persist in appearing when it comes to anxiety. Have you ever heard that story that this tension is all part of it and there's no way to change it after you're 60? Many people repeat this almost as if it were a house rule, but it's not quite true. The body does not have an expiration date for learning new things, including when it comes to creating the famous relaxation reflex. Studies indicate that the brain's flexibility, that knack that allows new connections, continues to work. It just needs stimulation. A neighbor of mine, Donna Carmam, swore she had already become a statue from so much tension. But when he tried small daily relaxation breaks, he saw his arms finally rest on the armchair without all that stiffness. Interrupting this belief, it becomes clear. The routine does not need to be eternally heavy just because it is already familiar. Many are surprised to discover that relaxing is only useful if it is practiced for months on end without stopping. Who has never thought that good results have to take time? But in fact, there are noticeable benefits even with little practice, even in short spaces. Just as watering a plant in the yard immediately gives freshness to the leaves. A study with elderly people showed a drop of up to 30% in body tension after less than 10 minutes of progressive relaxation. You could see the effect in real life. Ms. Carmam, after a few attempts, said she felt lightheaded, as if she had had fresh wind on her face. Contrary to what is generally thought, there is no need to juggle your breath or bend your knees like people in a soap opera. The secret is to respect your own time, find pleasure in the simple, and, of course, notice that each advance, no matter how small, already transforms the day. Before moving on to practical solutions, I want to propose a reflection. Do you remember the last time you felt comfortable lying down without your shoulders turning to stone? Tell us in the comments how these tensions appear in your day. Suddenly, someone who reads it will identify. And if this chat brought you new ideas, take the opportunity to subscribe to the channel and leave a like, because together we are cultivating this garden of self-care. You know that smile when you notice the first sprout of the plant? That's what I want for you, a simple beginning, but full of future. Now, I'm going to show you how to transform expectations into practice, a practice that even fits in the living room with tea or the smell of basil. The time has come to move the earth, literally speaking, because changing a habit or relieving tension is also cultivation. What if you tried to insert a conscious breathing pause between small tasks, like getting out of bed or sitting down to drink coffee? It seems simple, but stopping for 40 seconds, closing your eyes, and observing your inhalation and exhalation makes a difference. The body feels a small, almost immediate relief, and the hands, which previously felt like stone, begin to relax. Anyone who has tried it notices a lighter feeling even in the shoulders. The weight becomes a little lighter. A practical tip: choose a sound you like, soft bells or the sound of the kettle, and associate that sound with the moment of pause. Over time, the body itself begins to get in step, like a slow dance in the dining room. Many people have discovered that contact with natural aromas enhances these effects, bringing a surprising feeling of comfort. Contrary to what you might think, there is no need to invest in sophisticated diffusers or expensive oils. Simply place a bowl of hot water and 2 drops of lavender essential oil in the room. This smell promotes almost immediate relaxation in the nervous system, reducing that feeling of the accelerated body. For those who prefer herbs, boil a tablespoon of fresh chamomile leaves in 250 milliliters of water for 5 minutes. Then place the bowl near your bed or wherever you spend the most time. During breakfast, try a short progressive muscle relaxation exercise, a cute term that just means contracting and relaxing each group of muscles for a few seconds. For example, squeeze your hands into a ball, count to 3, release slowly, repeat on the shoulders and legs. This exercise helps reduce stiffness and leaves the body more loose for the rest of the day. If you do it with your favorite drink, like lemongrass tea, it becomes a tasty self-care ritual. Now we would like to know, have you tried any of these practices? Tell us in the comments what changed your routine, no matter how small the transformation. Samuel, a retiree who was always complaining about his pillow, described his astonishment one morning. After using the conscious pause, he noticed that the view from the window seemed even more colorful. The smell of fresh coffee took on another meaning, and my chest seemed to regain space. Creating new habits may take work at first, but let's face it, it's like exchanging a spade for a spoon. It yields fewer calluses and more smiles. Following our daily cultivation of well-being is another powerful seed, the power of conscious touch. Many people underestimate the simple massage with their own hands, but have you ever seen how our grandmothers did it while sitting on the porch? Applying a calming cream, making small circles on your palms and fingers, activates nerve endings and sends a message of comfort to the brain. This can be done right before bed or after tiring tasks. The immediate effect is a reduction in the sensation of cold or tingling hands, bringing that pleasant warmth. One detail: choose herbal creams such as rosemary or calendula, as they gently stimulate circulation. Speaking of comfort, a simple resource with quick results is the use of a heated cloth. Just take a small towel, dip it in warm water, wring it out well, and place it on the back of your neck for 3 minutes. The heat makes the muscle in the region, called the trapezius, a complicated name for the neck and shoulders, relax like clothes on a clothesline in the sun. The smell of warm water reminds me of childhood, those afternoons when a warm cloth solved everything, from scraped knees to tiredness from playing. Want a comforting mini recipe? Mix 2 drops of peppermint essential oil in a tablespoon of olive oil, spread over your ribs, and take deep breaths. Within minutes, you feel a gentle freshness and easier breathing, as if opening a window in the middle of summer. Samuel says this: after adopting these practices for a week, he slept well for the first time in years. The clock on the bedside table has almost stopped making sense, because now he wakes up before it, feeling the smell of coffee filling the room and his stomach already asking for that fresh bread roll. Of course, not everything is rosy at first. The phone rings just when it's time for a break, the grandson runs to ask for help, or old habits try to creep back in. At these times, it is worth remembering that old saying, soft water hits hard rocks until it pierces. It's slowly that the garden blooms. When you resume these practices, you notice less tight muscles, easier sighing, longer sleep, and even more desire to talk, like Samuel on the balcony saying good morning to the birds. Now I invite you, which simple habit has already alleviated your anxiety? Write in the comments. If you like the tips, click to subscribe, activate the bell, and share with someone special. The challenge of the week is to choose one of these solutions and maintain it for 7 consecutive days, free of charge. In the next video, new tools will come. Remember, every care is a seed. Cultivate yourself with care because the garden blooms completely when you decide to water it.